The army of Kalaman continues to trek through the northern wastes. Our party has helped a detachment of sea elves gain entry to their ancient shrine and make offering, thanks to the priestess Naomi. From there, they continued northward, running into a checkpoint of the dragon armies, and they were forced to burn bridges in order to deal with them. Now they have captured prisoners of war and await to turn them over to the larger force.
So, we left off with you capturing, I believe, at least 2, possibly 3 Dragon Army soldiers. Dragon Army 3? Alright. You decided you would move a little ways away from the bridge, the one remaining bridge that you didn't burn. That wasn't burned, I should say.
We did not intentionally burn any of them.
I was going to say, technically, we didn't burn them.
One got burnt and one got cut.
Yeah, there was only one. Only one that was intentionally destroyed by us.
Either way, you are now waiting for the Dragon Army, or not the Dragon Army, the Army of Kalaman. Although they're not the full army, Darret said he would send ahead a scout unit that would come in and take the prisoners and bring them back to the main force. Because if you were willing to wait for the main force, it would be 2 days.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, you need to set up watch for the night.
I'll take second.
I guess I'll take first.
The hell you will!
Fine, you take first. I'll take third. Sleep.
I'll take the next one.
Fourth? The last watch?
Yeah.
Very well. Connex, during your watch, absolutely nothing happens.
Don't get me. Coins. I'll take the next watch.
Matthias, during your watch, you're pretty sure that absolutely nothing happens.
Alrighty, then I will go wake up Duval and tell him that so far nothing has happened.
Alright.
Just turn around and see arrows sticking out of Matthias's back and go.
I don't know why the second one got there.
Well, during your watch, nothing happens.
Okay, I want to see something. I want to meet a little goblin that gives me a wand of magic missiles.
No, we don't need to do that all over again.
And finally, last watch.
Wake up now.
You are wandering around the camp when you realize that way off in the distance, what you assumed was the morning light or the dawn coming is not. It is a different light.
That's not helpful.
It's the moon!
It's not the moon.
Is it safe to assume it's probably a fire from oncoming people?
It doesn't look like firelight.
I mean, how far away does it seem?
It's a little ways off, past some various cliffs and plateaus, but you definitely see light emanating in the distance.
I will wake up the rest of the party and tell them to look at the light and ask them if they have any idea what it is.
I look to the light.
I mean, none of you can make out what, where it's coming from other than there is a light in the distance. But it's oddly colored.
What color
like
is
what?
it?
It almost looks like it has a purple hue.
Magical light?
Who knows? All you know is that it is differently colored.
What direction?
It is to the northwest.
That's where the camp is, isn't it?
Tyler?
Yeah.
There's no way we can see the camp from there.
I mean,
That's,
What was this one again?
That's walking worth running the ruins.
Waken
Camp's-
Wrath.
Camp is up here.
oh yeah.
I'm thinking, like, does it look like this area, Joe?
That's a bit far, and you wouldn't be
So-
able to see it considering plateaus and such in front of you.
And each one of these is 6 miles.
Yeah, so, I mean,
And you can see for hundreds of miles as long as there's no obstructions.
but there are lots of
There's a
obstructions.
giant plateau right in front of that.
There's lots of obstructions in front of you.
Can we like estimate,
I
judge
say
like
we
how
go check
far
it out.
away it is?
It's closer. You might guess it's only, like, not even, maybe like 3 or 4 miles away. It's pretty close.
Let's do it.
Probably should check it out.
Using standing here, waiting for my 51 points of damage working.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
When do we intend to drag our prisoners with while we intend to check out this mysterious flame?
We can leave them with Griffle.
I would say Griffo would chime up. I can keep watch. I promise I won't fall asleep. I'll show my dragon.
You want us to leave them with you?
And they can help me sort my stuff. He starts emptying out his bags. And it'll be pretty hard while they're tied up. Maybe they can use their feet.
See, we'll keep them busy and out of trouble.
Duval, make sure they're secure.
So double check their bindings. Keep
They are
them
most
restricted.
definitely secure.
Then let us leave prisoners in Griffle's care until night.
You know, we're gonna
Alright.
come back and they're gonna be asking us to never leave them alone with him again, right?
Please, we'll be good. I swear.
Well, you head a little ways to the northwest, and eventually you find a strange stone archway lined with sigils.
Ooh.
You also notice that it is oddly arcing what looks like purple lightning on occasion. And the sigils glow, but the light, fades in and out.
I want to read them.
Well, you'll probably need to get a little closer if you want to read them.
And yeah, this is definitely your domain, Duval.
I'm gonna get closer. Oh.
I am alone.
Are
Oh,
you
there I
alone?
Well, yeah. Geez, nobody has torches out.
I can see.
Would those of you that need it take out torches?
Yeah, I'll just activate
Yeah.
Drift Globe.
Well, I mean, I also have light spell.
Yeah, he has his awesome drift globe, 20 feet of light, I believe it was.
That he does.
The command word was Gackus.
Loading ball.
You should have control of it.
Griffle, I thought we left you out with the prisoners.
Whoops! Runs back. You got bored. But yes, we'll bring up some initiative. We know who's doing what.
Perfect.
Nobody go to it before
You had one
I
job.
have a chance to inspect it. The person least likely to, know anything about it goes first, and the person who's most likely to know anything about it goes last. Love it.
Can't say that for sure.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's the purple lightning of face beaten, and then I know everything about it.
It's the ancient ways. Whoever touches it, gets their hands enlarged.
Of all the things you could choose, you go with the hands.
Well, yeah, it's the sigils of face beating. What you gonna beat them with?
Alright, well,
I mean, your head is already large enough.
Oh, screw
sit here and hold my attack action.
All right.
Crotch.
Oh.
Perception. Just to see if there's anything wrong. Out of place.
I think there's quite a bit of out of place
looking
already.
for ambushes.
You notice that the runes on the archway are now starting to glow brighter, and the fading in and out is increasing in tempo, so to speak.
Oi, make this quick.
And that'll be my turn.
Alright. Brings us to Krot.
That is my turn.
Oh, I could have stealthed.
Matthias.
I'll go up there and hold my attack action.
Naomi.
And that's my turn.
And Druval.
Gonna get there and I'm gonna read the results on the archway.
Alright. Make an Arcana check. So, you know that this appears to be very similar to the concept of a teleportation circle, but it is currently on the fritz. There is a possibility of stabilizing it, but it would take some time and require you to expend spell slots.
I shall repeat that back to the group.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Spell what?
Magic.
And you say this is a teleporter?
But to where?
Don't know. Without further investigation.
Well, suddenly, the runes all glow very brightly, and a single arc of the magic lightning strikes over here.
I was gonna say it strikes me. Damn it!
And then you see all this. You see all the stones suddenly assemble together and create a humanoid form.
Of course.
I can't do hardly anything! Actually, I don't think I can do anything with that thing.
What's new?
Oh. Really? I'm gonna go there now.
I'm sorry. I'm tired. I woke it up.
It appears to resemble a very cracked and broken humanoid made from rubble and dirt. But you do notice that it's very strange. It has very patrician features. And it looks like it's from the rubble. It has despite the fact that it is made of rubble, it is made to look like it is wearing fine robes, and auras of sunbeams extend around its head.
Ooh.
Maybe he's friendly. Ignore the obvious battle music.
Yeah.
Cardax.
Is he showing any signs of aggression?
Oh yes, he looks quite angry.
Oh,
Like,
why?
It has a face. Its face immediately is one of anger. You might even go so far as to say that it's berserk.
Right here. Go here. Alright.
No, you do not do anything. Your axe bounces off of it. You hit it. You hit solid rock.
I don't want to figure what happened. It's my turn.
Krot.
I'm gonna bonus action to stealth. That line
Yeah.
was on.
Roll a normal one. still better.
Yep.
You hide amongst all the various rubble and rocks that surround the gate. Do anything else?
I'm just gonna attack it. I'll triple.
Your shot goes high, right over its head.
I'm done.
Matthias!
Well, I'll get up to there.
Throw your spear.
I don't have a spear.
Broken. Everywhere broken.
Oh yeah.
And I'll hold an attack action.
Hold an attack action?
Hold an attack action.
Alright.
Pick up a rock and throw it at it.
Because yes,
Well-
that's going to do so much.
You notice that it starts moving unnaturally fast.
Oh god.
It turns around and it just starts punching Karnax in quick succession.
Oh jeez. It's a monk.
What is your current armor class?
15.
It hits you twice, dealing a total of 37 bludgeoning damage, and you must make 2 con saves. Actually, make them separate. Yeah, make sure to make them separately. So first con save. You're not currently raging, are you?
I believe it was my fighter that had bit.
No, he said he
yeah.
was raging.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
He didn't click his icon.
Ooh.
So, however much damage you took, your maximum hit points is dropped by that much.
So he can't gain any health back right now?
Oh, you can gain some.
I don't understand. What?
His maximum hit points has been dropped by however much damage he took. So, whatever his max is lowered.
So that would mean he can't regain anything right now.
He can gain up to his new maximum.
Which should be where he's at.
No, because he was not at max hit points.
Oh.
Didn't get a full rest, Callie.
Oh, I was the only one who got a full rest.
Oh yeah. Wait, because you're an elf, aren't you?
No, because I would have gotten my full rest for the first 3.
No. You don't get a full rest unless you finish all 4.
But I was taking watch on the 4th, so I would have been awake anyway.
You don't have to be asleep to get the long rest. You have to not be doing combat. The watches are part of your rest.
Didn't know that.
So none of you have gotten a long rest.
That's fine. I didn't take damage.
It is your turn though, Naomi.
So what is your health at?
Like teeth are smashed out.
stand tall at 1 HP.
The horn on your helmet's broken. Just bleeding from the nose, and some of your teeth are smashed out. Both your eyes are black. You do anything else?
Nope.
Juval.
Alright, well. Going to Eldritch Blast it. First bolt.
You hit it.
Second bolt as well.
Blow chunks of it off.
Oh. Oh.
Would you like a high?
Karnax!
Let's go low.
All right. You hit Karnax.
Oh god.
Roll damage.
He's on fire!
Oh.
But he's still proving he's a
sorry.
danger. You're still proving you're a danger to everybody else around you.
This portal is messing with my magic, I think.
I mean, there's no way we can refute that argument, so...
Exactly.
I appreciate the enthusiasm.
I'm sorry.
Maybe it's him.
I'll try.
You have anything else,
Um,
Duval?
I want to actually move up here to see if I can read any of the stuff. Anything else that might help us if there's anything on the...
It is an ancient language that you're not overly familiar with.
I can read all writing.
You can?
Yes. Eyes of the Rune Keeper.
Oh. Then, yeah. You'll need to expend at least one first level spell slot in order to stabilize the gate. It'll stabilize it to and link it to its partner gate, wherever that is.
9 hells.
Okay, well, we'll have to finish a rest. Because I have no spell slots. Okay, that's my turn.
Karnax?
Is it possible to grapple larger creatures than himself?
You might have disadvantage.
I would roll normally because I have advantage.
Let me double check. You can grapple a creature that is one size larger than you, but you will have disadvantage.
I'm pretty sure me swinging my axe at it isn't doing much. I mean, does it look like it took some damage from the attack that actually hit?
Your weapon bounced off.
Okay. Pose checks, Joe.
Yep.
That's my athletics, right?
Yep.
That's what it was.
You grab onto its leg.
I hold it there.
Alright.
Can I force us prone?
I think that'd be pretty difficult.
But not impossible.
No, it's difficult.
You must then make a shove attack.
That will be what roll? Just a regular attack roll?
I believe... Or instead of making an attack roll... It is a contest, similar to... It's the same thing as a grapple, basically. Athletics. It is not shoved down.
Damn it! God. That's my turn then.
Crot!
Arrow.
You hit it! But the arrow bounces off of it.
I'm done.
Matthias!
I will head up to here and I will follow Karnax's lead and grapple his other leg.
Okay.
Children, holding onto their parents' leg.
He's already grappled, so I imagine you'd get advantage, but also get disadvantage. I'm not.
That'd be probably a DM's ruling.
I'm holding him down! You can't escape your grasp.
Yeah?
So, just roll normal then?
Yes. You're trying to grab... So, there'd be disadvantage because it's large, but advantage because he's already grappled, so it'd be a normal roll.
Okay. Not as impressive.
He kicks you off.
Aww. Well, I will use my bonus action to give Karnax a bolstering rally, telling him that we can bring this beast down. We'll get 1d8 plus 2.
Oh great, I'm back to where I was.
And my proficiency, so 10 total. And that'll be me.
I'm almost back to where I was when I started this fight. I can take more punches.
Yep. And it starts punching.
Ah!
It hits you, dealing 18 bludgeoning. Make a con save. You succeed this time, but you're still moving around, so it punches you again. Doing another 16 bludgeoning. Make another con save.
It's a good thing you're raging.
You're not feeling your life force drain away, but you are still wiggling. So it punches you again. Dealing 12 bludgeoning. Make a con save.
No, I'm done.
You still have to make the con save.
No, I don't.
That damage was taken off your maximum.
At least didn't kill him, right?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Naomi.
I'm sorry.
You rolled a 1.
Keep bringing me back up so I can get punched. Oh God!
You don't have to stand up. You can play dead.
I'm not gonna play dead. Not Karnak.
Is that your turn, Naomi?
Yeah.
Juval.
Well, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
That unconscious body.
Boom.
Damage. Oh.
17 damage.
Yes.
You blow more rubble off of it.
Okay. Second bolt.
Need a crit it.
Come on.
Not that crit! I said you need a crit!
Let's go high, Joe.
Where you get the
You
well
hit Matthias.
What?
You hit Matthias.
Oh man,
Oh.
how bad.
Okay. It's not bad.
Oh, wow.
There's dang
Man,
portal.
teleporter.
I'm gonna move away from the portal.
It's the purple light. It throws you off. It's blinding you. It's making your aim bad. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Karnax!
I jump back up.
Your rage went down because you went down.
I'm raging again.
Alright.
Oh God. I'm grabbing him again.
Make the check.
Ah!
You grab his leg again.
I'm trying to shove him down.
Ah!
You shove him down. You pull his leg out from under him and he falls down.
That's everything I can do.
Crot,
I'm just gonna watch.
you're just gonna watch.
Yep.
Matthias, it's on the ground.
I have a sword!
Are you still hanging onto its leg? Karnax?
Yeah. I took everything I could to shove him down. I haven't had a chance to do anything else after that.
I just wasn't sure if you just pulled the leg and let go, or if you stuck to the grapple.
Well, I intend to get on top of him after this.
Okay, but Matthias.
I'm gonna try to jump on one of his arms.
All right, you have advantage now. He's prone and already grappled. So I'd say you've got 2 things in favor, 1 thing against. And you try to jump on his arm, and right as you do, he puts his arm up and clotheslines you.
Oh God!
He crit.
What is this, a comedy session now?
You're knocked prone.
I'm
As you
doing
jump up,
something.
you can use half your movement to stand up, but
Yeah, I'll definitely stand up since I haven't moved. I don't think I got anything else to do now.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that's me.
He uses half of his movement to stand up,
Ah!
with Karnax just hanging onto his leg still. And he's annoyed, so well, first,
Curb stomps Matthias.
he punches Karnax. He's not moving super fast anymore. But he does punch Karnax for a whopping 15 bludgeoning. Make a con save.
I'm down again.
But you didn't lose that. And then he turns, and he attempts to punch Matthias. What is your armor class?
21.
He punches you. For 19 bludgeoning.
Ouch.
Make a con save.
Crit.
You don't lose that. But he does not get his third attack. Naomi.
Get back up.
Oh, death, life, death, life, death!
This servant of Paladin scares us all.
That's my turn, unfortunately.
Truval.
Uh,
Are you sure you're curing and not just technically inflicting more wounds?
I didn't hear no bell.
that's Eldritch Blast it. First shot.
Unrelated. I can't hear anything right now.
You hit it.
Damage. Oh.
Now can
Well, yeah,
you crit?
he always hits it and then gets
What kind of crit do we want, guys?
The
positive.
good kind. The good kind. Come on.
Joe's wanting
Okay.
to. Joe's good kind
hit
is
it again.
negative.
But you do hit it again. But your damage is going down.
I know.
You had worse aim, but you had empowered attacks when you were standing next to the gate.
So that gate was affecting him.
See if there's anything I could do. Anyway.
Nope, we're about ready to get punched again.
Yep, that's it.
If that goes down, Art's gonna leave.
I jump back up and I raise again.
Can't have too many more of those.
And that's what I'm asking. But obviously, knocking it down ain't doing anything. I'm going to go all out. Showing him Great Weapon Master on. Alright. A book. 18.
You hit it,
A book.
and you feel your axe vibrate as it resounds, bouncing off the hard stone body.
That roll was a 1, so I'm going to re-roll it. A book. That's better.
You strike with great force, but do not even chip the hard stone.
I'm wondering if this is different from regular golem, since it's actually immune to physical damage.
It's
Probably.
purple.
What do you mean it's purple?
Is that your turn?
No, I'm gonna smack it again. No, pretend.
Nope. You don't hit it this time.
That's everything I do.
Croc, you watch the massacre?
I'm gonna put the golf action. Steady aim. I'm gonna release my arrow.
Well, another arrow hits it,
Oops.
and another arrow bounces off.
That's my turn.
Matthias,
Gotta do smashing damage. Bash.
Sorry.
Hey Tyler, after this, I think you should give me that mace you have.
I could. I also got a great axe.
Two-handed maze.
I think for right now, I'll just use my second wind.
I just need a breather, you guys. Give me a minute.
You got it, buddy. Hold on.
Oh what? No! Great, +7. That's it. All I get for that, apparently.
That's your turn.
That'll be. Well, yeah. I'll stick around with Karnak's round.
No, don't end your turn, please.
Well,
Ouch time.
first, it's still not moving super fast again, but it starts punching. It was still looking at Matthias, so it continues to attack Matthias.
Suck it, nerd.
You manage to deflect its first strike off your shield, but then its second strike lands true, dealing 16 bludgeoning.
I'm down.
Make a con save.
Oh!
Oh!
Your maximum is decreased by that amount.
Oh no. Okay. This hurts.
Naomi!
You can do magical damage to it. Do that instead. I've been unconscious so many times to tell you.
It's a good thing
He
we are
suddenly-
Hardcore rules.
He has weird extreme clarity that he thinks he's not doing anything.
He's been hit in the head enough times.
He's not sure if he's having a stroke, or if it's maybe finally knocked some sense into him.
Or both.
And I'll just yell at the monster. Why don't you try fighting someone that hasn't gone down yet? I don't know. I'll kind of just like, I'll kind of do like, I mean, I already did my action, but I'll kind of do a kick him.
All right, is that your turn?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's for Karnax.
Yeah.
Duval.
You better kill it. And not us.
Okay, I'm gonna attack it. Eldritch Blast, first bolt. Oof.
You finally miss it, going right over its shoulder.
What are you talking about? Finally miss it. I've missed it twice and shot somebody else.
That's true. You finally missed everything and just hit dead air. Stop
That
going!
Hey,
That was one up.
Tyler?
Bad.
go back over by the portal.
I am going to go into my ring, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to come back out with a mace, and that's my turn.
All right. Karnax.
He's just looking forward to it, right?
Meteor sword.
You wish.
Yeah.
To say what the heck?
I don't. Guess I'm swinging at him.
No longer have advantage. Unless you reckless attack.
Maybe he's hit every punch so far.
Matthias blocked an attack.
Every punch on me.
Yeah.
Every punch on me. Oh.
Make your choice, Karnak.
I don't know what to do. Alright, I'll turn off.
Hit it with your head.
Use your head. You hit it. And once again, your axe bounces off. You do nothing to it. That is your turn.
Why do we have 4 physical classes?
Because this is a physical campaign.
I'm trying the best I can, guys.
Oh, this isn't that unusual for a normal party. It's the fact that none of you have anything that allows non-magical damage, or all your damage is basically non-magical other than the actual assigned casters. None of you have gotten magic weapons yet, because magic is relatively rare.
Lie down.
Trot! I will state, there have been magic weapons you've passed.
Were you cursed?
Someone's gonna watch.
Matthias, make your save!
On the shadow.
One
There you
to
go.
fail. It turns around, and the first person it sees is Naomi. But first, he starts moving super fast again. Punches Naomi for 18 bludgeoning. Make a con save. You hit it.
Nothing.
But he can't move.
I'm confused. Why did he hit it on my turn?
Sentinel.
Because he has Sentinel.
I can hit something if it hits one of my allies. As long as that ally doesn't have Sentinel themselves.
Your maximum is decreased by that amount. It punches you again for 11 bludgeoning. Make another con save. Your maximum is not decreased by that amount. But you do still take the 11 bludgeoning. And it punches you a third time.
Stop hitting her!
For 19 bludgeoning, and make a con save. You maintain your life essence. Naomi, it is your turn. You've drawn
Hold
its
on. How
ire.
do I?
Do you have inflict wounds still?
How do you what?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to modify my max HP.
There isn't a way. You need to keep track of it. I suggest keeping track of it on your token with one of the extra slots, like the red slot.
I just turned my temporary hit points down to negative. And then subtract from my hit point maximum.
As of right now, you've dropped your maximum by 18.
Okay.
But it is your turn.
So is Karnax down again, or he's up? He's up.
He is up, but Matthias is down.
He's fine. Do damage. No! Come back here, magic lady!
I definitely think he's been.
Well, he's stable. So, he'll wake up in 3 hours.
He'll finish his full rest.
No, you guys have to start a new one because combat ensued.
Is that how it works?
Yep. If it's interrupted, you need to start over.
Go check Color Lethal Light. They said it'd be fun. They said.
Do you do anything else, Naomi?
Future
No.
reference. Would we have had a chance to spend our hit dice instead then? Before we began together?
Could have, but you would have had to announce that.
And that's what I'm asking. If this was something we could have done.
Yes, if you decide that you want to have spent hit dice before you leave, you are welcome to do that.
I was unaware of this.
Because you've definitely done more than an hour's worth of rest. But Druval!
And then I was like, pew pew. First one.
Yeah, that'd be more dramatic if he had actually shot.
Yeah,
You
well,
hit it!
it takes a little bit of time. Doing the damage. You know, I'm gonna crit fail. I'm gonna hit you.
I'm already down.
That'd be hard, he's prone.
Yeah.
knowing him, he'd make it though.
Yeah. Second fault.
Come on. Come on, big money.
Ah.
You still hit it. You continue to tear away chunks.
And then I'm just gonna like toss the mace like right here.
All right.
See,
your
that's how
turn?
he's gonna end up hitting me and killing me.
Yeah, that's it.
There's a mace lying next to Matthias. Contact.
Alright, I'll flank it.
Grab it from
No.
behind.
I'm
Suplex
grabbing
it.
its behind.
Do a German suplex.
German suplex.
I'm going to try and suplex him, John.
Get his waist
Oh
wet.
boy.
Can't with the leg.
Get it in the jewels.
You grab it.
Alright, I'm going to suplex him, Joe.
Make your check.
Ah! Blah! Oh.
He got a nat one. You actually want to suplex him?
Yes!
You prone him behind you.
Oh, holy shit!
Blood's just rushing from to his head.
Did anyone else see that?
You reached way up to grab around his waist. Your like head height is at his waist, so like your literally shoulders around his waist, and then you just went and used your lower point of gravity.
I think I grew a foot taller after.
And then I've also broken my spine.
Do I have a foot taller?
That your
Alright,
turn?
well, yeah, I can't do anything else after that.
Cut.
I'm just gonna watch.
He's just waiting for the moment that everybody's dead.
Stable.
Yeah.
You're stable. You'll be up in what 300 turns or whatever.
Yeah, about that.
I think more than that.
Yep.
That's 'cause
It's
Kelly's
gotta
almost
stand
healing.
up.
I'm not letting it!
I will allow a strength competition to keep it down.
Endy.
Blah! You know, I've been rolling
It's
pretty decent on my
Hands up.
No! I'm hanging by its waist.
Haha.
You're hanging onto its back so it doesn't see you. It's going to try and attack you because it knows you're there. It tries to hit itself in the back. It hits you and itself for 15 bludgeoning.
Ow!
I'm so glad we're considered the elite force.
We are the elites. Oh god, it's a rock.
What are you talking
I
about?
was
Right.
already almost dead.
And then it tries again. It hits you again for 19 bludgeoning. Make your con save.
This is okay. This is fine.
Decreased by that amount.
Perfect die.
What is your current maximum right now, anyway?
No, that should be so 71 minus 40.
Okay, that's not super
28.
bad.
Current max is 28.
If this goes on for like another couple hits, then he could get instant killed, yeah.
Naomi,
Are you down?
No,
You wish you was.
I'm at 1.
He's hurting very badly.
Just 2 damage to him, please. Oh, God. Yes! He's still grappled, Joe. He never broke my grapple.
He didn't. And so he fails, taking the 8 radiant. As you see fires light upon him in various places. Anything else, Naomi?
No.
Druval.
Who needs? I mean, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess I'll go give Karnax a potion of healing.
No,
shoot
damage.
Fine, I'll shoot it.
It becomes more important to do damage when we're at this low HP.
Shooting it.
Your shot goes wide.
Shooting it.
Okay, you don't have to be sarcastic about your shots.
Go wide.
Back over here.
Karnax! You're still grappled with it.
Don't. Oh, is Matthias still down?
I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's stable, but he's down. He'll be up in 3 hours. Now 3 hours and 54 seconds.
So I could have at least tossed him a potion of healing.
I am
There's
unconscious.
2 hours, 59 minutes, and 54 seconds.
Can't you force somebody to drink?
Yeah, you'd have to go over there and make him drink it.
And it's been the action.
I would have just given it to Naomi. She could have done it. Because I'm the only one doing stuff other than Karnax.
Man, I'm over here taking punch after punch after.
And I'm damaging it.
Karnax, what do you do?
Well, I'm on its back here. Do I see any formed cracks or glows? Use a great axe while I'm pulled onto his back.
Technically.
Alright,
No,
I guess
no,
I'll
you
take
could.
the great axe and shove it into its hole. Dagger.
You shove the dagger into one of the various cracks.
Oh, that's a strength base.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Are daggers versatile?
Yeah,
Are they?
maybe.
I thought they were just
didn't-
finesse. Yeah, well, it's using strength. I don't know why.
Weird.
They're
Maybe I'm
finesse,
just
light,
shoving
and
it in there
drone.
really hard.
But yes, you shove the dagger in between the cracks and kind of wiggle it around.
Oh, yeah, because of the finesse, you get to choose strength or dex.
I'm going to wiggle it harder!
You take it out and try to shove it back in, but right as he does, he shifts his shoulder and you miss. And it bounces off his back.
I do.
Krot!
Is there any sticks around? Any decent sized sticks?
Not really. It's all rocks, not sticks.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch.
Matthias is
When
out.
they all go down, I'm gonna leave.
It continues to try and smack it. Karnax on his back. What's your armor class?
15.
He hits you. Great bludgeoning.
Down. I have 20 HP.
Falls off. It then runs over.
Oh, run.
Punches Naomi. Hitting her for 7. Make a con save.
Prot, looks like you and me are going to be the only ones surviving this.
Well, you literally have a teleporter that goes to anywhere.
Your max has not decreased.
Krot, I was going to
Naomi.
say Krot.
Did you say Matthias or Karnax was down?
Karnax is down. But you...
Pull him away.
Alright.
Everybody else run for it!
Lead it away, Naomi.
Might dump our
Run.
bodies.
That's your turn.
Yes.
Duval.
Gonna keep blasting away.
You miss.
Come on.
So,
It's the cat.
is this what we get for leaving Griffle with the prisoners?
Let's see, what else can I do? Yeah. That will be my turn.
Karnax, you're stable. Kront,
I can't do much.
do you do anything?
I was thinking, I don't know. I was thinking about leaving. I'm gonna
If you want. End your turn.
I'm gonna debate if I want to leave.
All right. Matthias is down. It goes to punch Naomi. It punches Naomi for a total of 29 bludgeoning damage.
Yep, I'm down.
Make your con save.
All up to you, Tyler.
You are not decreased by that amount.
We're gonna leave.
Make your death save. Actually, no, it's second attack.
Yeah.
No, I'm hitting.
I was gonna say he's hidden.
Oh yeah, he is hidden. It doesn't know he's there. So it runs over. It makes a second attack against Druval for 17 bludgeoning. Make your con save.
I'm good at these. I feel good.
You save.
Yeah.
No. Now, Naomi, make your death save. One failure. True fall. Any ranged attack will have disadvantage.
Yep.
If you disengage, though, it will take your action.
Yeah, but I'll still be able to move.
Yeah.
Technically, you could run into the teleporter.
It's currently unstable.
I was gonna say broken teleporter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unstable, but
It might accidentally do disintegrate instead of teleport.
maybe I could lead it away and.
Was that the point? Were we not supposed to fight this? Were we just supposed to run into the teleporter? Holy crap.
It's a random event.
Yeah.
Disengage is an action.
If you disengage, you won't be able to attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna disengage.
You are going to disengage?
Yep.
Alright. So it doesn't attack you.
Does he have the same movement speed as you? Because you can't dash.
But I can I still dash though?
Nope, because you used your action to disengage.
Okay, then so that's where I'm gonna go.
This is what
That
we
your
get to
turn?
tell Brandon. We got clobbered.
The party died. There we go.
I'm so fine. Yeah,
That's it, Joe.
Next turn, I'm gonna
That's all she wrote.
get out.
Alright.
Can't watch this anymore.
Karnax! You're fine.
I can't
Krot!
roll in case I get a nat 20.
I'm gonna leave.
No, because you've been stabilized. You gonna leave, Krot?
Yeah.
Alright. Just say that you're way off the map.
Wait, someone needs to survive and tell the story.
Matthias, you're stable. It
Karnak suplex a stone golden. It was the
Runs-
coolest thing I ever saw, and then it killed me.
it dashes.
Okay.
Naomi, make your save.
Oh.
2 fails.
Krot, come back, stabilizer!
Druval,
Take healing potion off one of our bodies. I don't have one, so take it
Wait.
off Sam.
I don't have one either.
Oh.
Druval has one.
Okay, well I'm gonna get over here. I'm gonna take the opportunity attack.
Alright. It attempts to punch you. It punches you.
Okay.
Dealing 15 bludgeoning.
Oh,
Your max is decreased by that amount.
okay. But I can still move. Right there. And it's a full action to make somebody drink it
Yes, it is.
and to try to stabilize somebody. Well, hopefully you pass your next thing. That's my turn.
Yeah, because you had to dash to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Karnax is unconscious. Krot has left. Matthias is unconscious. It dashes to get here. Actually, it can't even dash that far.
Haha.
It'd be here. Naomi.
Come on.
One pass!
Oh,
Like it's
just
100.
barely.
Duval.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my action to use the healing potion on Naomi.
Alright, roll the dice. 2d4 plus 2.
Yep. Yeah.
So a total of 8.
Yep. And then still move, so move up there. We're just gonna like it's attention's still on me, right?
It is.
Okay.
You move to there.
I just
Yeah,
shout,
move
stay
far enough.
down, Naomi.
It should be able to move far enough away that it can't hit reaching this axis.
Let's see how it's right here. There.
Alright.
I think that's enough.
Karnax is out. Krot has left. Matthias is out. It dashes to get to you.
Oh god.
Naomi.
I'm
you are
playing dead.
conscious. You play dead? Alright, you just lay there.
Wait. If I use Sacred Flame, would it know?
Yeah.
You can make a sleight of hand to try and see if it notices you.
Even though it's facing the other way, and it's a rock.
Yeah, I mean, it still has a chance. It'd be against one of its perception rolls.
I just wait.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Alright. Duval.
I'm gonna disengage.
Alright.
I'm gonna stand at the edge of the portal thing.
Alright. That's your turn.
Yep.
Karnax. Krot. Matthias. It has to dash to get to you. Naomi.
I'm dead.
Alright. Duval.
Gonna disengage. Actually. Yeah, I'm gonna disengage. Go there.
Alright.
I'm just is a portal like see-through?
Yeah.
I'm just be there taunting it.
Like, there's not a solid thing in the... It's just random magic arcing off of it.
Pick up a stone and throw it through the portal.
Alright. Karnax is down. Krot is left. Matthias is down. It didn't have to dash.
But it doesn't go through the portal.
Did you not go through the portal?
No, I went around. I'm asking if it went through the portal.
Yeah, it goes right through. And then it punches you.
I
It's not affected.
Yep.
18 bludgeoning. And your con save.
Good
The
session,
max is
guys.
decreased by that.
Good session.
What is your armor class?
12.
It punches you again. For 10. Are you still up?
Nope.
Okay. Well, still make your con save. Max is decreased. Naomi,
I'm dead.
you gonna keep playing dead?
I'm playing dead.
Alright. Duval, make your death save.
I don't wanna.
That's a fail. Karnax is down. Krot is leaving. Matthias is down. It goes and it stands beside the gate. Naomi.
Crawl away. Crawl away. They'll get up in 3 hours.
Yeah, but the monster will still be there.
Yeah, they can get up and run. Just
As
crawl.
if we're not killed by something else. Or the floods.
You'll get washed away. Save yourself.
Bleh.
Do I have to make like a stealth check?
To do what?
Try to crawl away without being seen.
Yep, you'll need to make a stealth check.
Alternatively, I think you could just get up and dash and be off screen, technically away.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
You get up, so that's half your movement to stand up. So that's 50, or for you have 40 feet, don't you?
Yes.
So 20 feet of movement for you.
Dash, and then you can just go off screen.
Alright, so Krot and Naomi have left.
We just need to wait for Hallie to either make or break.
Duval, one success. What do you...
Huh? Oh. Yeah, just...
It hasn't been your turn yet again.
No, I accidentally double-clicked it. It's just a delay. But I want that one.
No, no, no!
Don't worry, they're gonna get attacked. Hopefully.
Although they got 3 prisoners.
We got 3 prisoners, they get 3.
Magical damage.
Yeah, they do.
Konax is down, Krot has left.
Sure have.
This guy takes a few steps forward. Looks around at what's happened here. Moves up beside him. Tyus is down. None of you are conscious, so none of you can actually hear what he's saying. Nonetheless, this thing moves over and begins punching.
Good.
It's the first one, a 17 bludgeoning.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't have run I would have only run further away to
You wouldn't be very, you wouldn't be very far away yet. But after the first attack, he dodges out of it the way of its fist.
But would I have heard them start attacking?
Yeah, you would hear that combat is happening again. Seeing that it is hostile, he comes forward and begins attacking it. No, that's not correct. He is not currently at disadvantage. There we go. He attacks it. He hits it. Dealing 13 damage. Would you come running back?
Yep.
So, at the start, we'll say that you end your turn by being back on the edge of the map where you are. Your token
Okay.
is. Duval, make another death save. 2 failures, 1 success.
Mm-hmm.
Konax is unconscious. Krot, would you come back?
Yeah, see what's going on.
Alright, it'll take you 2 turns to come back, because you've been moving longer. This guy, having taken the hit, does not care. He fights for the dragon army and strikes at it, dealing 8 damage. And he also strikes at it, but he is not able to penetrate past its hard exterior. Matthias is down, but their officer strikes out, hitting it hard with his mighty lance, taking it down, piercing its head, and the body crumbles apart back into rubble. He will then walk over and kind of smile to himself as he looks at a fallen knight of Solamnia.
Sleeping knight, not fallen, sleeping.
This one comes over and sees somebody downed and calls out to his commander. "Are we taking prisoners?" To which the commander says, "Of course. We always take prisoners." And so he performs field, dressing to staunch the wounds of Druval. And he successfully stabilizes him. Druval will wake up in 1 hour. Naomi, you are back on the field.
Have they already seen me?
I mean, if you come right, there's not a whole lot of cover. You'd have to make a stealth check to try and hide from them. Yeah, they definitely see you. The officer points at you with his lance. Are you with these fallen adventurers? Or there only appears to be one knight, as far as I can tell.
Yes, I am a servant of, what's the guy's name again?
Paladine?
Paladine. Please don't hurt them.
Unfortunate, because they serve the evil god.
Oh, no, I'm not going to say that then.
Then
I'll
what
just
do
say,
you say?
I'm just going to say yes, I'm with them. Please don't hurt them.
He double checks the knight at his feet. Still alive. Surrender now, and we will simply take you prisoner.
Yep, I'll surrender.
Are there any more of you?
No.
Nope, everyone else is dead. Especially Karnax over there. Don't touch him. He stinks. Really badly.
Well,
Well, I mean, you're beaten to a pulp, basically. It's just like, yeah, he's just dead.
You surrender yourself then?
Yes.
What about Krot? Would you surrender yourself?
He
No.
can stealth.
I thought
I
he was
know.
gone.
He hasn't stealth
He
yet.
said he'd come back.
Yeah,
You said it would take 2 turns.
Yeah, but when he comes back, would you reveal yourself and surrender, or would you stealth?
No, I was stealth.
All right. I'll make a new stealth check.
he just wants to loot us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely don't find Krot. And when you say that this is all of you, he would ask, "Where's your camp?" You're the only one. You're the only one conscious, Naomi.
I know, I'm like thinking. It was just us, so we only made camp like for the night.
Where is it? I see no bedrolls, no cooking fire.
No, we
tent?
traveled
You get lost
quite
easy.
some way after we saw this light, and I'm not good with directions, so, and it was dark.
Make a deception check.
Well, she could be not good with directions. You don't know that.
That's very true.
I mean, you know the direction your camp is at the very least.
But I'm just a dumb female, so who knows?
Oh.
You're going to take directions from a woman?
See?
He just shrugs. Figures adventurers wouldn't be prepared for the wastes. What is your business up here? Why do you travel with the Knight of Solamnia?
That's our porter.
Oh,
Wait, what'd you say?
That's our porter.
man, you ain't getting bagels now.
Think of something clever.
Say something along the lines of good night, had business out here and needed an adventure party to go along with. He didn't really give us the details, he just paid us.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, that was basically what I was thinking.
So he just took the armor from a dead knight. It's not a
Yeah,
real
I mean,
knight.
the symbol does reflect, like, it can get him into places that he wouldn't normally, so he's not actually a knight.
Is that what you're telling him?
No.
That'd be good.
That would end very badly once Matthias regains consciousness.
No, I don't say that.
What do you tell him?
I was a mercenary hired to travel along with them, and I wasn't given much details.
Well, then we shall wait for him to wake up and question the knight. Nonetheless, you're all coming with us.
I don't have a choice.
Even the clearly very dead Karnax.
He would send one of the soldiers over to check your pulse. You still have one.
No, I don't. I have too much muscles in my neck. You can't feel it.
You can see
He's
your
still
pecs
breathing.
rising.
He is still breathing.
He has too much muscles to breathe.
Wow. They take you prisoner. All of you, except for Krot. I'm assuming, Krot, would you follow behind them as they lead them away?
Yep, I will stop him in the shadows.
Alright. Griffle is just going to meet up with those scouts and end up rejoining the main force. Because you guys disappeared.
I'll be right back.
Yes, after a few more hours, you are... They're not going to carry you, obviously. So they wait for you all to wake up. But they have bound you. Not just, like, tied up, either. They've got manacles and chains.
I'm going to continue sleeping for 8 hours.
You wake up, you look around, lay back down.
Good about me, they gotta carry the dead weight.
But Matthias, Druval, do you have anything to tell them? Especially, they question you, Matthias. The officer asks, what exactly is a Knight of Solemnia doing in the wastes?
I believe my business is my own.
And he walks around you. Really? The Knights of Solemnia are up to their own business. He kicks you in the back of the knee to make you fall down. Very well. We have ways of making you talk. Back at camp. Now that they're all awake, march them.
I'm not awake.
He kicks you in the head.
I continue sleeping. I'm a heavy sleeper.
He kicks you in the groin.
Oh. Oh, that's a low blow.
Yes.
Do you continue sleeping?
Can't do a muscle down there. Didn't feel it. Oh, muscle.
This is technically a short rest.
Technically.
Technically, you took some damage.
Well, you aren't not the being unconscious. Being unconscious is not taking a short rest, no.
No, well,
That's what you're implying. You'd have to choose to take a short rest.
Okay, I'm back.
I
What'd I miss?
Family jewel getting kicked.
Yeah, they kicked
Getting kicked?
Karnak. They kicked Karnax in the nuts.
Who?
The officers, they're capturing you, taking you hostage. You're prisoners of war.
All right.
Yeah, alright, you know what to say.
Do we get a rest?
Not right now. You're all just conscious from being unconscious, and they're questioning you. So far, they've kicked Matthias to the ground, and they've kicked Karnax in the balls.
I don't think this is how you question people.
It is when you don't give answers, and you're uncooperative. He walks over to Druval. What about you? You're not a knight. You don't appear to be an idiot, I hope. As he gestures with his head towards Karnax. What are you doing here in the wastes?
I'm just a simple mercenary. Hired by this guy.
Another
about the whole story.
mercenary of the night. I see.
Yeah. Kind of a
We're all
bad
just gonna
decision on
blame
my
the knight.
part.
You
Thanks,
don't
guys.
appear to be dressed as much. Then again, you at least have a shirt on.
I try.
But I see very few weapons on you. Tell me, what kind of mercenary are you?
I have a spear.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Well, I had a spear.
Tell him you lost it.
Well, they would have taken it.
Yeah,
They did. They took
lose
it.
Wait,
You lost?
Do
It's like I
they just
didn't
have my
lose
hands bound?
No. I mean, they've got, yeah, your hands are chained. They've got manacles.
What
Well, they've done
kind of
nothing with my
mercenary
feet.
am I? Just a basic mercenary? I mean,
No, they have not chained your feet.
Because I have a movement speed of 40, alright? And I know that's more than humans.
Are you gonna run away?
Not at 1 HP.
yeah, I was gonna say, no. I'm just like kind of mercenary, just basic, ask somebody for a job, if they gave it to me, I work for them, and that's it.
Well, if that's the case, then perhaps you'd be willing to work for the Dragon Army. I'm sure we pay better than the Knights of Solomnia.
Yeah, probably.
He nods at that. We'll see when we get back to camp.
All right. I'll just sit there.
With that and all of you up, they demand that you all start marching. And they point northwest.
Hey guys, we're gonna end up at the camp anyway.
Not like we intended.
Are we like tied to each other?
Yeah, once you're all standing, they run one single chain through all of your manacles so that you're all chained together.
Oh god,
Well, hold
Carnage,
on.
you've
Before
dragged us
any of
all.
that, does it look like any of them actually have any ranged weapons?
Oh, they're all carrying crossbows.
Don't worry, we're quite a distance away from camp, I think. Hopefully.
And then, oh, of course, he points to the portal. So, what is this?
Bad shit, dude.
We didn't really have time to investigate it, because that big rock thing kept attacking us.
Oh, I see. He does look it over. It's very interesting.
Wait, there's only 3 of them, right?
There's 4. The officer and 3 soldiers.
Crap! Hide and start shooting at them. They can't find you.
He is hiding.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I imagine at some point Griff will be worried.
No, he'd just be with his dragon.
But, yes, do any of you answer about the archway?
I did. It's bad
I
shit.
did too.
Yeah. Well, if that is the most you know, I suppose none of you know any magic. Very well. Then they start marching you northwest. And once they get a little ways away, before the dawn actually breaks, but very close to, you see the commander pull out a scroll and then open it up and then use the scroll.
And
I believe. Yeah, Druval, you can make an Arcana check with advantage. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, luckily it's very basic. It's actually just a scroll for the cantrip Dancing Lights. So, it, creates some torch-sized lights within range. But he creates them... Let's see. He creates them straight up, 120 feet within the range.
Wait, what
And...
time?
What was that?
Just before
Wait,
dawn.
what time did you say?
Just before dawn, so like 3 a.m. And let's see, who here knows Draconic? I'm assuming most of you.
I'm
I
pretty
don't.
sure everybody was except Rock.
I don't know
Everybody was
Draconic.
Catcher, and who's not there?
And everyone knew Elvish.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
well.
knew Elvish and Goblin.
I know Draconic.
I just know Goblin.
I know Dwarvish, Elvish, and Goblin.
I got the trick.
Goblin.
I know
So-
Common, Elvish, and Giant.
So Matthias knows Draconic? Naomi, do you know Draconic?
I do not.
Oh, I guess, is it really just Matthias?
So it must just be Elvis, anybody knows.
Well,
Maybe
Matthias,
Griffle.
you might not be familiar with the spell, but you can read the lights are in the shape of Draconic numerals. Each one is a different number.
Okay.
Well, Technically, it's writing, so I can read all writing.
Then yeah, if you can read it, then you can read that each one, it's 4 different numbers.
One.
Must be a signal to each other that our group's coming back.
They then sit and wait, and after a few hours, you see a wing of 6 dragonels fly in. One of them lands, and you can overhear the commander tell the dragonel rider to send word back to the camp that they have captured prisoners, specifically a Knight of Solamnia, and that the area should be scouted in case there might be anyone else, and that they should double check on the checkpoint. He then takes off again, and you see the 6 dragonels fly further south. You all have had enough time to get a short rest if you desire.
Yes.
Well, it don't matter now.
I don't care. I still want a short rest.
My short rest didn't apply my health, so hold on. Oh, I see. Nice.
Is our hit point still reduced?
Yep. Because you haven't gotten a long rest.
Okay.
Or... Oh, never mind. Or, well... Yeah, you're right. No. It doesn't come back at a long rest either. Your hit points are reduced.
What?
Oh no.
All that reduction you got from fighting the golem.
Permanent. Currently.
What about, like, lesser restoration?
And you could try it.
So it's just now the 4 guys that were with us.
Yeah, currently. But once you've all gotten your short rest, they once again demand that you march. You spend the day marching. They do not... Well, no, they don't. They don't move as fast because Naomi's blessing does not apply to all of them.
Oh, I forgot about that.
At least I don't think so.
Are you still following us, Brian?
Yeah. Just ducking from the shadow.
Yep, following from a distance. At some point, though, during the day, you encounter a much larger force. And you are handed over to them. The officer explains that you were caught in the field, and that this force is already on its way back to camp. The force consists of 10 goblins, 10 hobgoblins, a hobgoblin captain, and a minotaur legionary.
Ooh.
You hear several of the goblins make jittering comments about man flesh and fresh meat.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you wish. Been goblin.
But they sneer at you and say, but the hobgoblin captain immediately shouts them down. They are prisoners of war. We're taking them back to the camp. And he looks over and there's a nod from the Minotaur Legionary. The smaller patrol that initially found you heads back south. The larger force begins marching you further north. As night falls, once again, they make camp. And this is a much larger camp because it is a much larger force. But you notice something, that the camp is set up in a way where they build it down in a canyon. They find a nice sort of dead end and basically like a cul-de-sac. And at the very end are 2 large hexagonal tents, that one for the captain, one for the legionary. Then you notice that the hobgoblins have pretty standard military tents. They appear to be assigned 2 per tent. And the normal goblins, I mean, you could say they have tents, but it's more so they've somehow draped. It's more like a lean-to, made of cloth and a stick. You can tell that the regular goblins are not very organized or particularly, how should I say, militaristic. But the hobgoblins are extremely militaristic, as is the legionary. But they do set up a few tents for you. And they chain you to the posts within the tents, but they allow enough chain so that you can each sleep on a spare bedroll that they've packed. And they have enough bedrolls for all of you. Krot, on the other hand, you're going to have to make do with whatever you can find way out there.
So you said that we don't get our hit points past what we had taken that.
Yeah, whatever hit points, whatever your max drop to, that is what it's still at.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, because then I would only had used one hit die because I can't go above 10 hit points.
Ouch.
Yeah, I took 51 damage of that, you know, negative.
Go above 20. This character's practically useless unless I can get rid of that.
Yeah.
But yes, you all get a...
rogues are the tankiest characters we got now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renee.
We're doomed. But you all get a long rest, so anything that requires a long rest you get back now, other than your maximum hit points.
Wait, you said long rest?
Long rest. They are letting you long rest. But you don't get your maximum hit points back. You are still down by however much the golem took away. But you don't have to do any watches because the goblins maintain their own watch. And once morning comes, it's pretty... It's not the greatest tasting, but they do serve up a gruel that is edible, to say the least, to all of you. You also notice that you're moving a bit faster.
Goblins taste you.
Several of the goblins kind of look over their shoulder at you as you say that. But you do notice that as you enter into the winding canyon areas, the Minotaur takes the lead, and he actually seems to be allowing you to move faster. Spend a day traveling, and as you approach, you see a lot more Dragonel wings flying high above, occasionally, usually in groups of 3, 6, or on very few occasions you see 9 flying together. But night falls once again. They set up their organized camp again, set up tents for you, provide you food.
Are you touching all of us with lesser restoration?
Well, I don't know if it'll work on all of you, so I'm just trying it on me first.
It doesn't work. You are still down in hit points. Nonetheless, you all get another night's rest. They wake you bright and early, serving more of their gruel.
Hold on.
And
Before that happens, do you have like remove curse?
Yeah?
Try that instead.
nothing happens.
Never mind.
Well, she used the
Also-
spell slot.
Why would they
Yeah.
be allowing her to cast things?
I mean, if she's doing it like in the middle of the night, yeah, you'd probably need to do it secretly.
It's vocal and somatic.
It
I
might be
would whisper. They're dumb. I can get away with it.
Make a stealth check. Yeah, they're not paying that close of attention to you guys. But it does not work. You are all still very broken.
Hey, that's not nice.
Nonetheless.
I mean, I could get two of us away. Distance.
The morning comes again. They wake you up. serve you more gruel, and begin to march out.
Joe.
Yes.
So we're all tied up.
Yep.
If I use the teleport spell, that would just cut the ropes.
No, it would teleport you out of the chains.
Okay.
You do anything?
Nope. That was just a question.
All right. Well, they continue to march you, and by noon, ahead of you, the smell of rotting fish and burning flesh hang thick in the air. A fortified camp sits atop a cliff, jutting from the center of a lake. The camp is ringed by immense bone spurs, with makeshift wooden walls between. A wooden palisade surrounds a camp composed of tents, huts, and a crooked watchtower. You see several dozen Dragon Army soldiers, hobgoblins, regular goblins, and minotaurs, keeping watch and doing business around the camp. It would seem that the camp is made up of two primary layers, an inner layer built on the lake, and an outer layer built around the lake. The walls are 15 feet high, but much of it is made from driftwood. Nonetheless, you are brought in. A large, hastily made wooden gate blocks access, but the guards raise it. You notice that it is watched by one Sivak Draconian and a pair of Baz Draconians. You hear them speak in Draconic as the party moves forward, and the hobgoblin captain responds back, telling them that he's returning from patrol with prisoners.
I mean, I'd like to think of myself as a recruit.
There is a possibility, but you are not yet. Nonetheless, they march you over the bridge across what looks like a lake, but you also notice that it almost looks like it's more mud than it is water, into the camp, and they start marching you into the northwest corner of it, where you see a number of cages made up. There, they put you in the cages. They remove your weapons and armor and put them in some nearby chests.
Okay.
You do notice that there are other prisoners already here.
How many?
At least 4. 4 dilapidated iron prisoner pens hold the prisoners of the Dragon Army. Bloodstains.
Other than this spot right here. Like way out of where I am.
Really?
I'm way over here. I can see over here. Oh, here we go.
Oh god, I'm stuck with a Kender.
Yep.
Do we have a plan?
Well, I can get out quite easily.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't, like, take Naomi early on before you just...
That's what I was thinking at first, but I'm like, okay, if I do this, because we were all close together. The only spell that I have that teleports another person is Thunderstep, which would damage you guys and, like, kill you.
Well, the first time, you damaged us and killed somebody.
I said I was sorry.
Now,
Okay.
now Ryan's making fun of you for killing the goblin.
Brian, I thought we were friends. I killed the filthy goblin for you.
He was gonna shank him though.
That wasn't a shame.
He denied his shanking.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'll get you another goblin. I know this filthy one in a knight's armor.
Oi!
Bunch of times in this. Yeah, finally cut this freaking pod.
I'm curious as to how you're gonna get in this camp, Brian.
Me too.
It's just gonna walk in.
What's up?
Goblin? Sup, goblin? Hey, goblin.
Oh, I thought we can somehow. We can walk around.
Probably no.
Nonetheless, You were all thrown into the cages with a handful of sea elves and one kender. And one of the cages appears to have a boulet.
I'm
What?
being oofed at. I'll be right back.
Oh, the boulet.
Land shark.
Land shark. That one thing that I almost one hit, in the dwarven camp the last two last campaigns ago.
He's got a nice gulper.
I want to make it my pet.
Make an interesting shield out of its head.
Give it the flying.
So, what do you do now that you are all in camp?
Just go say hey.
Quietly meditate.
Stand by the corner that I'm at and kind of watch what's going on.
Well, I mean, it's the business of a military camp. There appears to be some training going on, various supply stuff. There is a single watchtower in the middle of the camp where there's a handful of guards overlooking everything. And you would assume that there are troops in most of the tents. But you can't see very much from your angle. So it's really hard to say.
I guess while this is going, I'm going to go cast Speak with Animals.
Go talk to land shark guy over there.
It is too bad that I don't think Speak with Animals allows you to speak to monstrosities.
Oh, is there a difference?
Yes.
I think it's just beasts.
Yep.
Are these spikes made of
Beasts. What was that?
bone? Are these spikes made of bone?
Yeah, all the spikes are made out of bones.
My opinion, it's still registered as a beast.
It's
I
not.
think
Beast
they
is a
did
specific
something
creature
wrong.
type. Beast is a specific creature type. This thing
I
is
know,
a
in the game,
monstrosity.
I know. But I think they define it wrong.
This pond, I'm assuming this pond is deep. Is it own pond? Or-
Oh, the lake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's deep. It's quite deep. And what's worse is it's actually like mud, not just water. So it almost works like quicksand.
Which is actually very slow.
But it's worse than quicksand because it's more flowy. Like, it's really hard. You get stuck in it easy. It's hard to get out of, but it's more flowy than quicksand.
Quick sand.
Quick mud.
Quick mud. There we go.
Yes. Does anyone do anything with your new situation?
Nope.
Nope, I'm just gonna chill.
Well, the Kender in the cage with you tells you that her name is Kenna, and she's from a nearby settlement called Heart's Hollow, but she was captured while scavenging.
And I will
As
reply back to her that I'm Matthias Blackstrand, Knight of the Order of Rose.
As for the Dimernesti elves in the two other cages with Karnax, Naomi, and Druval, they explained that they were part of a group that wanted to go to the Blue Phoenix Shrine. However, they were attacked and captured. And worst of all, their leader, the priestess Yerkal, was taken to a place called the Sunward Fortress.
And I'm going to ask them if they would not speak to me because they're interrupting my meditation.
Wow!
Shrug, and in Elven say, humans.
I heard that.
I'm gonna be like, I know, right?
I'm back now.
No, the ones in Karnax go, monkey.
I'll ask what the Sunward Fortress is.
They don't know.
One of them.
They don't know what it is. They just heard the name. They don't even know where it is. But they can tell you that they can take you to the Blue Phoenix Shrine.
I'll reply back in
I'll be
Elven
there.
that I need to be quiet because I'm focusing on casting my stuff.
Is it cast iron?
I'm still casting Speak with Animals. I'd rather have it on than not, and since I'm not going anywhere.
Well, they ignore you then. Trot,
I
do you
am.
do anything? Or Druval, do you have something?
Well, I was gonna be like quietly talking to the elf in mine in Elven and just asking if they can wield weapons, if they are fighters.
Well, they're scouts. They're better with bows, but they can fight.
Fortunately, I don't have any bows.
Yeah, you've got like a whole armory with you technically.
Yeah, because I got a few things of armor.
Just too bad there's so many enemies in this camp.
Yeah.
You also notice, though, Matthias, that Kenna looks very weak and wounded. Nobody has offered her any medical attention.
Well, I'm assuming they took my healing skill, so I can't help with
Yep.
Which character?
The Kender in this cage.
Long distance heal slightly.
And she can.
Yeah.
All she has to do is say the healing word. And now she feels much better.
But now are they gonna notice? Be like, wait, spellcaster.
That one's verbal, so. Yes.
You could be
Yeah, I mean,
That
this
would
hobgoblin would come over and ask, "What exactly was that?"
Even if I whispered it?
I mean, you'd have to say it loud enough for it to be, because she has to hear it basically.
When has that ever been a rule?
That's how words of healing work.
So it's a quick prayer.
It was I just said a prayer. That's all. Are you not religious? Have you heard about our Lord and Savior?
You know, not this.
Do you have a soapbox?
I am a servant of Takesis. Are you a servant of Takesis? Have we mistakenly put you in here?
I mean, I would obviously know who that is, so...
The Dragon Queen.
I'm willing to convert if you can get me out of this cage with her.
You
All
say
she-
that?
Yeah, I'm like, all she's doing is praying and, so annoying.
He nods to you, but he waits also for an answer from Naomi.
Closer to the...
I have never heard of your god. But I would be interested to learn more.
He laughs at you. You've never heard of Takesis, the Queen of Dragons, ruler over all of Anselomsul. We will conquer all lands, as is befitting of a true goddess. We will crush all those who oppose us. You truly wish to convert?
Yes.
Very well. I shall take you before the Fume Master. And he unlocks your cage. He
I
tells
want
you
to touch
to...
him.
You really going to do that?
I mean, what is everybody's, like, max health at with
10.
everything? What?
10. That is my max health, is 10.
Mine is 20.
36.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to touch him.
Alright, what is your max health? It's not 57.
39.
So, but he opens it, gestures for you to follow out.
I step
Mm.
out.
He looks at the seal. Still worship your nature god? I will never give up worshipping. I already forgot the name of the nature god.
Habakkuk.
Yeah, Habakkuk. Shakes his head and tells the two of you, "Follow me." And he begins leading you away.
Two of us.
Yes. You and Naomi.
What? Oh, just because? Oh, because I'm learning more or what?
Yes, he wants to see if you are worthy converts.
Cool.
As we're walking, I'm gonna just like slightly, wink at Matthias and hopefully he'll see me.
And as you pass by, call traitors.
I owed you no loyalty.
And as you call out traitors as they pass, the Baz Draconian laughs at you, Matthias.
I'll be back.
You know, do you know what goblins?
There's goblins all on the outside of the lake.
Outside of the lake?
Yeah, they don't let goblins on the inside.
Damn it.
Well, they let hobgoblins in, and they keep normal goblins out.
How many no goblins are outside?
Oh, there's like maybe 100.
Too many for you to take.
There's a lot of goblins.
I mean, well,
They're using them like cannon fodder. They're the grunts.
As they should be.
I think Brian
can
could take
outride.
them all out. He probably has enough arrows.
He doesn't even need to use arrows. He just has to be sneaky and move from goblin to goblin.
Yeah.
It's like no goblin uprising.
Or yeah, he
Start
could,
Goblin Uprising.
he could become the Red Gobbo and demand goblin communism and overthrow.
Yes, Brian, I
You'll-
think you should attempt that.
You will rise up the goblin proletariat and overthrow the hobgoblin bourgeoisie.
All thing I gotta do is lie.
Yeah,
No.
you literally could.
How will I have... I can't complain, people. Save my life.
I mean, you don't have to believe in communism.
Oh.
You just gotta convince all the other goblins to believe in communism.
That's it. Time for the government uprising. The filthy government uprising.
What have we done? What have we created?
We're gonna walk out of this camp somehow and just be like, what the hell?
Or we all die.
Yeah. That's the more reasonable option.
Well, you guys gonna die. I'm gonna leave. With what? Heck would I have left?
So we're in front of the fume seer or whatever it was.
Yes, they bring you into his tent. Wait a second. And you are brought before a hobgoblin who appears to hold symbols of rank. He is some kind of commander amongst them. And he looks you up and down, and the hobgoblin jailer that let you out tells him, "To Master Xerok, we have some converts. They wish to serve Takesis."
I never said that. I just wanted to learn more.
Well, nonetheless, he looks back. Perhaps we might have one who can judge. There is one coming tonight that will be able to determine if they are worthy.
I'm just a prisoner. I can't say much.
I mean, he looks at the two of you. Are you willing to pledge service to Takesis? Are you willing to join the Dragon Army?
Yes.
Good. And what of you?
Dude, what's my god's name again?
Aladine?
Gotta write that down. I will say, I'm sorry, but I'm a proud servant of Paladine. I just wish to know, learn more about your goddess to better
Throw
understand.
this one back in the cell. Before it speaks any more blasphemies. And with that, they begin to bring you out. But as you are being brought out, make some perception checks.
Got it.
Dude, we suck.
I don't see much.
Despite the fact that you both have like decently high pluses.
They've got like the highest.
Can they substitute their passive perception?
Yeah,
I should say I have an insane passive perception.
I'll base it off your passive perception.
Mine's
Heck
15.
yeah.
Yep, I've got them written. So, you notice, I mean, he's got his desk, he's got lots of reports written all over it. You managed to catch out of the corner of your eye a glimpse of a report talking about excavations of Sunward Fortress. And You also see, as you're being led back out, you catch a glimpse over your shoulder of him opening a very fancy, ornate-looking chest. You see that he pulls a key that he wears around his neck off to open it. And as he opens it, you see a large bronze sphere inside.
Any markings on the sphere?
No, it is just a large bronze sphere.
Interesting.
As you are led back out, Urta tells Duval that this will be your tent for the time being. You will stay there.
I shall go stand in front of the tent.
And he leads Naomi back to the cages and has you thrown back into one. Puts you back into a cage and locks you back up. And then he goes back to sorting the equipment that he's looted. He seems to take a liking to Karnax's great axe. Trot, what have you been doing this whole time?
I'm gonna go start the revolution of the goblins. See what they do.
They give only the bad food. We
Lie
need the
to
good
them.
food. All the
What?
shinies.
Everything I say to them is lie.
But what lie are you telling them?
I don't know.
You're trying to start a revolution, so
I don't know.
Tell them the truth. All they are is cannon fodder.
but that wouldn't be lying.
It won't be a lie.
He needs to
Yeah.
tell him something like if the goblins were in charge, they'd win faster and better.
Have more shinies. All the
Yeah.
things. All the manwoods.
Yeah.
You can make your deception check.
Right. You gotta be kidding me.
You got a +9!
I know, that's bullshit.
Or,
I feel cheated.
well, you've got a couple listening to you, but they don't know if they can beat hobgoblins. Hobgoblins are strong. And not only that, but there's also the Draconians, and they're big and scary. And there's Minotaurs in there, and they're big and scary. They agree with you, they just don't think they can win.
They are many.
So are they.
There are a decent number of soldiers in the camp.
They can stab them in the sleep.
No, but all of them are not sleeping.
Yeah, they kind of work in shifts. They don't all sleep at once.
Yeah. Them is uncommon. They should have good scouts.
I don't know. Wonder you got anything for Brian to use.
Are these all goblins like rogue types or warrior types? Or kind of goblins are more
Regular goblins, they mostly rely on using bow and arrow and fighting from a distance and hiding.
Okay.
They're all kind of rogues.
Goblins, well, they're the main force. And if they don't unaware of what the main force means they're the biggest, and they do all the work. They're the strongest. They get to make decisions.
But he needs to
More of
lie
them.
to them.
But you lied to them.
Yeah, that is a lie.
Yeah.
Most of that's true.
No,
Yeah.
But see,
they
that's a
don't
good
get-
lie.
They don't get to make the decisions because they're.
You're saying they
done.
should.
Yeah, that's still a lie.
I guess.
There's no way in any right mind that the main force body that does the grunt work would make sense to be the one who's making all the decisions.
Plus, often your best lies have a sprinkle of truth.
I mean, that's true in general, yes. Is anyone else doing anything?
Just-
Well,
I'm just kind of walking out around the front of my tent, staying close to it.
you do notice that the large Civac Draconians near you are kind of keeping an eye on you.
Well, they become fond of nitrate.
I'm like, can I step up to the fire? Looking at this one here in front of the tent.
He just shrugs.
It's like, so, can you tell me some more about Tarkesis?
Tarkesis is the Dragon Queen. She will rule the land soon. Unlike the other gods, she did not abandon the world. She is the only one worthy of serving.
I agree with you. Yeah. How can you trust a, god that leaves you abandoned? Yep. Just gonna warm myself up by the fire.
While all the so-called gods of good, all the righteous gods, simply left the world to rot, Tarkesis kept her eye ever on the world of Kryn, knowing that she could return and rule it, bringing order.
Just like nodding, just listening to everything he's saying. Thinking in my head, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, is anyone going to do anything before nightfall?
Yeah, there's some my current situation. There's not much I can do from here.
You know, 20 HP. I am essentially an NPC.
You're an NPC. I'm an NPC.
You're a ranged spellcaster. I'm all melee.
You could work on your games.
Yeah.
I doubt there's hardly enough room to sit up.
I don't think the cages are that small.
Just start lifting the CLs. Use them as dumbbells.
That would be awkward. Don't think they would appreciate that.
I'm not doing anything else.
Well, eventually, you see, as night falls, you hear the flapping of wings overhead. And they make room towards the center of the camp and put out some of these fires,
Thank
actually.
you. Moving to the darkness.
Yeah, so Brian can't see anything.
I'm gonna peer out the side of my tent.
Eventually, you see a... Did they not make it? If so, that's sad. Oh well. You see a dragon army, Dragonel land, but unlike the other ones, this one has red armor.
Hey, it's a Red Baron guy.
And you see an armor dressed, or a warrior dressed in all red armor, climb off.
The Red Baron, D&D.
That's cool.
You notice their armor matches that of their Dragonel.
Nice.
Oh, that has a title on it, dang it.
Yep.
That's also, I mean, the artwork in the character sheet is also awesome because they've got like some of the. I wish they'd use the other thing for a handout. The what do you call it? What's that artwork called when you're still like creating the character?
Concept art.
Yeah, the concept art is in here too, and that looks way cooler. But you see the Red Ruin step down and begin walking up to
I'll
you
start
masters.
moving out of the way.
As they approach, you can tell by the form-fitting armor that it appears to be a woman, or at least a female. She
How
has.
dare you assume her gender?
She carries a very fancy-looking lance and an odd-looking hand crossbow on her hip.
Nice.
She goes into the Fume Master's tent.
I want that crossbow.
Guess I gotta pull out some of the bard skills.
And after a few minutes, she arrives back out, and the Few Master points at you, Juval, and they they approach you together.
I stand there just.
She looks at you, up and down. She never takes off her helmet, though. Eventually, she asks, "And what exactly are your skills? You wish to join the Dragon Army?"
Yes. I don't have much to offer in skills other than I am fairly decent in combat.
Really? Show me.
Good point.
You've just been called out.
And she gestures for you to follow her.
Fairly decent. It's just in a bad fight, though. You know, whoops.
She goes and stands over here in this clearing. And then she takes a defensive stance.
Just using fists, she is.
Oh no, I mean, she's still in full armor, and she draws her lance. But she's letting you take the first strike.
It's like I normally use a spear or like that if I am permitted.
You do not even have any weapons on you.
They took them all.
I was brought in a captive, but was allowed to be released for wanting to convert.
She goes over to her Dragonelle, and you see her pull a longsword off of it, walks back, and tosses it on the ground in front of you.
I shall pick it up.
Are you even proficient with that?
Is it a simple weapon?
Nope,
No.
it's a martial weapon.
Do you have a short sword?
Wow.
I will go with it. I'll just get a disadvantage.
Yeah, I believe so.
Damn it.
Oh, you gotta make yourself.
Yep. Here, let me add a longsword quick to my. Yeah, I said I was somewhat decent. Yeah, well, go up and
Just hope
take
it's
the
all
first
that small.
swing.
Oh no, try swinging without the disadvantage and see what it does.
That it only gives me the +3 instead of.
I just didn't add your proficiency.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
No,
Nonetheless, that's a very good strike. And you hit her.
Yeah. Damage, then?
Yeah.
Or are we just gonna... Then, with both hands, just...
She takes the hit like a champ. Very good. You are not useless. She then strikes back at you.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've returned.
I'm about to die.
She hits you with her lance, and it deals 14 piercing and 2 fire.
I'm down.
You're down.
But she does non-lethal damage.
I was like,
You're out.
that was like, if that was regular damage, that would have almost been, well, over my max.
Yeah, you just needed 4 more points to kill you.
So she just dropped you to 0. You're unconscious. As she doesn't do a pierce with her lance. She hits you across the side of the head, battering your temple with it.
You're gonna have a bad headache.
Oh yeah.
After a minute or two, you come back to as she is pouring a health potion down your throat. And you gain back 4 HP. She got minimum rolls. She offers her hand to help you stand up.
Eddie, I'm like, good strike. Coughing. A bit.
And she tells you, "Your faith is not strong enough. There's no fire in your strike."
shall work on that.
Yes. But you are a new convert. That is to be expected. Also, she does a quick knock on the side of her helmet. You should wear a helmet.
I will have to get one.
If it weren't for the fact that we are in the field, I would recommend you look into the quartermaster. Maybe you're lucky. See if there's anything within the loot that we have captured from the prisoners. And she points over towards where the prisoners are. But I think you will be a worthy recruit.
I appreciate the good words.
She then starts walking away from you, heading back over towards the Fume Master who was watching this. And he seems to be nodding approvingly that he has found another good recruit. What do you do as she goes back to talk to him?
I shall walk by them to my tent.
Your passive perception is easily enough to overhear them, even as you walk past and go into your tent. They don't seem to be thinking too... I mean, they're not speaking loudly, but they're not, like, whispering either. So you overhear their conversation that, you hear the Red Ruin tell Fume Master Zirok that Akviri will be here soon to get the egg. Make sure that nothing happens to it in the time being.
Can you put that name in the chat?
Then you hear Zirok respond with, "Nothing shall happen to the egg. You shall make sure to deliver it to Akviri." And you eventually hear them walking away. And if you look out your tent, you only see Zirok walking back to his tent. And eventually you would hear the flapping of wings again as the Red Ruin leaves.
Does my tent close?
Yeah, it's got a flap that you can shut. As far as they're concerned, you're officially initiated into the Dragon Army.
Now do something.
Yeah. How big is my tent? I mean,
It's 10 by 10, so it's a decent sized tent. It's actually could easily fit 2 people, but it doesn't look like anybody else is assigned to it right now.
2 people don't got one.
I don't know if I should cast a spell.
Depends.
So am I
Is
able
it a
to
good one?
walk around to this area of the camp now, then?
You try to?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna like walk over here, step over here.
I mean, you notice that the Draconians glance at you, but they aren't like watching you like they were earlier.
I just feel it's like I was just gonna see if I could. Red Ruin said I should get myself some armor. Maybe check what they got from the loot from my former companions. If that is all right.
Again, he just shrugs.
I'm just gonna go stand in the doorway.
You get a nod from the Minotaur.
Is this door a gate?
I
or
nod
door?
back.
It's a gate.
Okay.
I'm guessing the Hobgoblin's the one in charge.
Yes, he is the warden.
Just gonna walk up and I was told that I might be able to get some of the armor from these guys from the Red Ruin.
He nods. I heard you performed poorly, but the Red Ruin sees something in you. Feel free to loot anything you wish. Though you do notice that he's currently holding Karnax's axe. He opens up the chests and lets you rummage through it. It's got the entire party's kit and then some more on top of it.
How tall are the walls? You know?
The walls are 15 feet tall.
You can go to Brian, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you got anything you can try, Brian? You got a plan, Krot?
I'm just, 50 gallons. There any trees nearby?
Nope.
50 gallons?
It's all desert. No trees.
It's nighttime, you said?
It is now night. The Red Ruin arrived late in the evening.
What's the odds of me stalking past this big guy?
You can try to. Are you gonna, like, What are you gonna do to get across the bridge? How would you stealth up there?
Underneath.
Yeah, you could try.
How big is the bridge?
Like 15 feet across. It's a pretty big bridge.
These little things here are able to step on?
Yeah, you can step on those. Like on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can step on those.
I'll do that. Oh, you go first, then.
Yep. Yeah, stealth. Oh no!
Oh, my God.
I guess I could blow myself up.
As you start approaching, the big Sivak Draconian comes up and... What are you doing, Goblin? Your kind stay on the outside.
They said I can go in.
Deception?
What? Damn straight deception.
Well, let's
Oh my lord.
do a quick check. Yeah, he fails.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you have orders. Very well.
Wow.
He goes back and opens the gates. And now, go in.
Guess I can just start, blasting.
These guys ain't smart.
Well, I should roll. This roll 20 hates me. I swear to God.
It does tonight. Like, you're normally not this bad.
No.
I don't think you've rolled like higher than a 5 for most of the night. Well, they let you in, and they shut the gate behind you.
I was so fucking ready here. I was gonna go in here and hide and stuff around.
Well, there's nobody immediately watching you right now.
Currently,
They shut the gate behind you.
keep lying my way through. Holy shit, that's an actual minotaur.
There's also guys up in a watchtower.
Oh, do that watchtower there?
Yep, up here.
Are they just humans or?
Yeah, they appear to just be humans. They kind of glance at you when they see a random goblin let in, but there must be a reason, because
Just.
they let you in.
Oh.
Was he the big boss man?
After looking through that chest, I'm just gonna walk back to my tent.
Did you take anything?
I'll just take, I think somebody had a longsword.
I mean, you still got the longsword that the Red
Oh,
Villain
yeah.
left you.
None of the armor I can really wear. But I just take... I'll take my spear
There's
and my
plenty of
armor.
spears in there. There's plenty of spears in there. Yeah, you can get back your own armor.
And then I will go back to my tent. I'd lean my spear up against it.
Yeah, at this point, the Draconians aren't even watching you. Krot, what are you doing?
Debated. My next move. I'm going over here toward this big guy. I'm going near this minotaur.
I mean, you do notice that he's currently walking over to the training area.
Okay.
Looks like he wants to go spar with the other Minotaur. These Minotaurs are dressed in what is essentially plate armor, and they're all carrying swords and shields. So they're pretty heavily armored. They are definitely tanks.
Yeah. Is that a rope thing?
It's one of those, what do you call it? A rack, yeah, for stretching people out.
Oh, some like upper view looks like it's some kind of crank or some kind of rope.
I mean, it's got the crank for stretching people's arms and legs.
I thought it was like a rope thing from this view.
Do I see Krot walking around?
Oh, he's not making any stealth checks, so...
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, you just...
Here, I'm gonna try to wave, behind my back and point to my tent. trying to get his attention. Be like, go.
Did you,
No, you can see him.
okay.
You're just walking around, looking around. And you definitely recognize Duval.
It's like I step in after I motion to him.
Go on.
Start dancing around the tent together.
It's like, good to see you have made it in.
Yeah.
I was able to get out of captivity due to saying that I wanted to convert.
Lightning bolt!
But apparently there's someone coming soon, a Kiev, whatever, to get an egg, which I believe is in this tent, big tent here, in a chest. There's only one guy in
This
there
tent?
right now. Yes. There's a leader in there. He has a key around his neck for the chest.
How big is the chest?
How big was it, Joe?
Normal size chest.
Like, you know,
Like
down
a trunk chest?
No, like
Like
five.
an old, like an old treasure chest? One of the big hunk ones?
Yeah, like an actual treasure chest.
No.
Like a cooler. A decent sized cooler.
Oh, okay, but well, that it would be heavy. I still want to carry it, move it.
Yeah. But there's these two Draconians right there outside. And the others are in the cells on the other side.
Have fun and go breaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's not us.
It's like, if you can draw these guys away, I might be able to get that chest.
You think the chest without the key?
There's more than one ways to open up a chest.
I know. But I got my own key.
Get the watchtower.
What?
Watchtower. You're planning. I think you're planning.
There's a watchtower here?
Yeah, right in the middle of the camp.
Right here.
Oh, right there. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna need some time to plan this.
Me too.
Well, it's 9 o'clock, so
You have a week now.
yeah.
So we pick this up next week and see where things go.
Yep.
Very well. We'll call it here.